from Horror, though, in response. Through from DK. There's trades going back and forth across most of the map here. The western side, I think, yeah, okay. Losing 2 players very, very quickly. As GOAT team now with their first real challenge to their position around the edge of this rock blank. The nades have already found an opener. They desperately want to get this one back under control, keep themselves alive. Furia aren't going to waste any time either on this south side. They know these nades are starting to find knocks, and they can take the alternate side. The difficulty there for Furia is that off angle coming through from 721. Horror are covered off from this one, but they have to go for a res, and GOAT team have got a challenge on their hands.
GOAT team desperately trying to recover. Fury around the side, Gaming Stars in front of them. They need to poach these 2 teams up against one another and get some casualties in the process. Nade's been pulled by GOAT, wanting to take down at least 1 or 2 players from each squad, but the nades are going long. They're not quite sure how close they are, and it's Ayala who's doing more work over towards Furia than GOAT ever could. And with Force going down, this opens something up big here for Furia.
There's a real big opportunity, a really nicely played position as well. They let Gaming Stars go first. They actually sauntered in behind them, backfilled them, and forced them to go into an unfavorable fight. They know the angle is exposed to the north, where Otter is going to sit, as well as GOAT team, who would just lob those nades in. A real nice chokehold coming through from Furia.
7-2-1 doing their classic sit-it-out play. Get far into the game. You go down to 2, play on the edge. It's worked out for them. Seems to be working out here too.
Furia open up with a bit off towards 721. Of course, 2 players now left for 721. The burst will go down. There is an answer though, and that shot does shut down cheap on the angle. Ayala wants to get stuck right in though in response, and will suppress GOAT team around the edge here. Furia and GOAT team, the 2 teams playing on this summit, but Horror have yet to step foot.
Sleepy saunters up on the north side of all of this. Egos finds focus, but Horror is in position to strike. Sleepy will find Force, knocks down Moxie. GOAT is in trouble.
Another nade over the top from Sleepy, posts it right into the gap, nearly finds 2, but they go very, very low. 1 player now standing alive for GOAT team, desperately trying to find those reses. Horror up to 16 eliminations now, Blank, and they are starting to crest this ridgeline. Furia have got all 4 players alive though, and they are all live and kicking, looking pretty healthy. GOAT team fall. They couldn't bear the pressure of maintaining that summit. And Furia are on 14 elims, Blank. The hot drop, hot shots from Horror did well in the early game, but Furia are a mounting pressure to deal with.
The rage is building in the boys. Now looking to take things a little bit further. The limbs nicely spread across the team. Everyone is warmed up and ready to go. A battle for PMGO Season 1 history here. If Horror is able to get the win, it's going to set themselves up in a massive way going through into tomorrow.
Theme is true for Furia though. And with 3 players alive on Horror, they do have the numbers advantage. Horror are also more exposed to those sneaky little snake angles from the solos. Ulf have Ketch still in action, and 721 still have their solo representative too. And those angles are more towards Horror.
Because the Fury has to peak first, and right now Horror's got a lot of high ground, a lot of control to work with. Without having the 2-man push either side of the mountain, like GOAT did, Horror is suddenly in this position now where they can live it out almost quite comfortably. But you are right. It's those backstabs that are going to be very nasty towards them. Ketch is coming through like a ninja alongside with Masku. Got to be careful.
I'm looking at the utility, Blank, and this is something that's quite interesting. Obviously, Otter earning a lot of their points rather, in the early game meant that they go to their looting phase afterwards and pick up those nades. Furia have been using their nades in this late game to pick up those points, which means they're only on 1 in the pocket. Horror, they're on 6, and that could be a massive difference maker.
Well, the big difference maker is that they had so many loot crates to grab on the high ground. There was all of GOAT to take out there and just pilfer through, and they've happily gone for that one. I'm sure there was still some left remaining on the side of GOAT team. Horror in a position to try and open up. They know Furia's got to come to them. They're all on the same side. Sky throws the first. It's a little bit too close, and the nades start to fly over the top here, but Furia, stay patient, stay calm.
Managed to find a second nade as well, which means they're onto the boxes. Can start to pilfer through them, potentially resupply a little bit better. Otter dead center on this circle. and Ketch yet to really step up for an engagement. Being so far downhill does mean that he's somewhat isolated, but sooner or later, either he is going to catch sight of Ora or Ora are going to catch sight of him. It's only a matter of time. Igor tries to roll forwards, get a little bit more info.
I mean, he's doing great here. He is pulling out nades from Ora that he desperately needs. So now they're dead even on the nade count. Masku just going to deny the point outside. Will grab themselves a 4 for 9 eliminations. Not a bad first game for them. I think that might be the last nade coming through from Ora now. They found another. Furia also down to 0.
Got those 3 Molotovs though. Of course, those smoke launchers not appearing. We don't have an exact count on exactly how much smoke these teams are playing with. Ketch, I mean, they should know that there's a solo survivor, and they are being wary. And I think this is a big part of why Ora hasn't started to get a little bit closer to this ridgeline. Next circle closes dead center blank. We're into the final stage, and Ketch is still alive. Sky can't quite find the angles.
Oh, desperate for a second place here. Silence finds a good amount of damage with the DP. Now looking to move around the side. The emergency cover flare is giving a little bit of respite to the team. A big nade does a fair bit of damage. Do they have the meds, the supplies to get back on board? But for Ora, they're looking mighty fine in terms of the health count.
Ora, if they clear this lobby, they get a 21 elim game blank. It is a potentially terrifying summit to try and battle against. Furia now, they're all grouped up. Luckily, there's no nades on side, and Ora are just going to have to shut it down with raw firepower, but they do have plenty.
Ketch just grabbed himself a P90, gifted by the loot crate. In comes Furia. They're just going to send a little bit further up here. Sky's on the first to face, but he has been magnificent today. Opens up with some massive damage. There's an evener, 3 versus 3, but a good pick up coming through. And Ketch also moving in with a P90.
Leaving Ora now just with Sleepy alive. Ketch is spotted on the back lines. He's down now, and a 3 versus 1. For Furia to run through. Ora denied at the very last, maybe, unless they can find something miraculous here. Chief has gone down. Silence is low. Oh my goodness me! Sleepy stepping up. Igor now, a 1 versus 1. Ora to claim it. Ora to claim it. Where's the ammo? Did he find it?
Furia take
shut
it.
him down in the final moment, but it was down to the wire. On Rondo, they had that central pillar to play around. This time, it's a lot more linear.
Smokes did get dropped here, but they are starting to run out. The mist starting to wane for Eren. Might be exposed real soon. Quickly tucks himself back in, but got the longest road to go. An opener towards GOAT though, John.
Okay, potential inroad here. BTR, they want to try and sweep the beach clean. As GOAT team need an answer. Not quite finding that first knock. They roll up and 3 players to handle. Looks like they're good for 1 and 2 as well. The off angles need to put in the work, need to do the business, and they do desperately want to find these knocks and flushes over towards BTR, but they're starting to hide, and there's third-party angles that they've got to worry about too.
Axel gets taken down on the back line. E-Arena looking to backfill on this one. It is resible here for BTR to get players back up again. What a horrific area of the map to play. This might just be going earlier than we thought. Eren moves up, but Flash needs to move. 7-2-1 will find him on the cross. 4 thrives. They get themselves in, and GOAT's position is manhandled by the lobby.
Goodness me, they've only got 1 elimination for it as well, Plank. It's the second game in a row that this has happened to them. They will fall down entirely, and their west side position looked mighty, but it was just a little bit too open, and teams took brilliant advantage of it. Now, we're left in a situation where only E-Arena are a 4-player team on the north side. Then look at a march down. Team Flash still trying to get stuck in, but it's only Win left. Not going to mean that he's going to be out of it just yet, although will fall finally. A shutdown, and Team Flash go out.
E-Arena starting to sweep now, looking for more and more players. They've got a healthy squad. Schweppes moves in, scouts out BTR's spot. They are still struggling, and the rest of E-Arena is for a call to the position. Razak last left alive. It's not happening for them, and now E-Arena trying to end the game early.
But 4 Thrives have had much more time to get entrenched onto this position. E-Arena don't want a slice of it, and they will head back to the east side of the road. I mean, get rid of 7-2-1. They have more info on that. They're ready for it. 7-2-1 maybe a little bit slow to get up and backfill onto E-Arena. That's seemingly what they were worried about. But this hillside back under control for E-Arena.
Instant wrap back from E-Arena. Very, very nice stuff. heads-up plays coming through from this team. Looking to go for a 2-2 split now. Just about saw the forehead there from Falak before he ducked back into cover. But they've got info on it, and that's the main thing. Good nade will take down the first over towards Alaku. TCGP opens up with a big one.
2 more players on the spot there for 7-2-1, of course, with only 3 players remaining. IQ not going to be able to land the shots, and Sweat's actually moving all the way in. Another nade from Joker takes Rehan down and gets the flush as well. And now just 1 player left standing. He's going to have to go out to the open blank. Schweppes already sweeping through with a lovely little rotate out on wide. Will go down though. He's still got a little bit more life left in him. And a nade from 4 Thrives might just change the tune. But that leaves the arena on 3. And 4 Thrives now with 12 nades.
4 Thrives with the entire armory at their back. 12 nades, 3 smokes, 3 mollies. They're good to go. E-Arena lost that advantage they had with the 1 extra player. So TCGP has to hit some banger shots now. Falak exposed for just a second, but not too long.
A nade. Oh, doesn't quite clip Joker. Maybe a second later and it would have done. He was rolling forwards there. Another on spot, and Falak has yet to go for the heal. Has to drop down and look for it. Joker with a really nice angle, but they don't have the zone.
Norman tries to go for the shots over the top side there. Very ambitious play from him, but if he hit them, would have probably sparked the arena into action, because they have been roaming. They have been roving over this map so far.
A lot of ammo in the tank here for E-Arena, but again, this road crossing is so treacherous. There is really not a lot to play around. They just about have, I mean, they've got a crate to use as cover potentially. But 4 Thrives, they're playing up on the beachhead. They have got a lot of terrain cover, a lot of open, broad angles for E-Arena to worry about. If Mormon can find IQ, that is when E-Arena could go.
Mormon waiting now. A moment to strike. Then these players, it's small dips, divots that are keeping 4 Thrives alive here, but E-Arena start to move in. They're putting the pedal to the metal.
In they go immediately, and the nade doesn't quite get the job done. IQ has the backup. They're moving in at 4 Thrives, have a linear fight to approach, and E-Arena are going low. The spray down the bounce on the nade, doesn't get the re-knock, and now it's just Mormon. They tried to line up 4 Thrives, but it was all too much. And T24 now, they've got the bead on him, they've got the circle, and Mormon without a chance in this match.
Falak moving forward, scouting out the spot, but I don't think they've got anything left, and it's a crazy nade from IQ to finish the game. Pakistan takes a chicken dinner here in the grand finals.
With their
Scarface starting to swim out.
And what S2G are off the mark as well, with 2 players looking to go pretty deep into this one, with 1 player on the island. They have more than most can attest to onto this one. Gaming Stars also looking to expand their influence on the south edge. 4 Thrives, unfortunately, they lost those 2 players on the run-up, but they're playing as 2, have to move once more. Don't keep that across, but yeah, okay. It was only a matter of time before someone spots them. I'm surprised that E-Arena hasn't taken shots either. Even as a solo, Mormon will have the ability to just take GOAT team out.
Mormon, yeah, should get some 3 points off the back of this one, but 4 Thrives with a super long shot downrange. Falak will find that, and that puts 4 Thrives up into the top 5 here, in 2nd place on the leaderboards.
Beautiful stuff. They're looking to charge the top title. With 37 points, Furia, though, still a bit of a distance away. Chicken dinner would put them over the top there. Falak looking to try and get rid of as many players from Gaming Stars as he can, but it's a very tall order, Blank, and the far side of the bridge is going to start to chime in too, because no one's really starting to control that east flank anymore.
All starting to flex out a little bit. I think they're realizing there isn't any more teams left on that northern edge now. Force goes down, Ketch will pick that one up from a very long back line. Nice.
Oh, Falak for the first opener. The shotgun shut down there.
Gaming Stars are injured.
They absolutely are. They've taken a knock from another angle as well. They are starting to suffer. Only 1 player on 2 different points, and S2G have got both sides of this river covered. They've got a player on that boatyard area as well as on the central island. I don't know if they're aware of Yusuf. I think they may well be now. You can see there is a trade back and forth, and now 4 Thrives can move along this one until Oof start to march in.
Authorized just trying to confirm the points off the back of this. Hamzy G, player with a lot of renown in the game. Now looking to find some more shots, some more points for S2G, because anything counts at this point in time. They've already like 4x their amount of points they had from the beginning of this one.
Real great results compared to what they found before. That circle does take us just off of the south coast as well, which means Gaming Stars have the lead. Authorized looking across as well. There's the first on the lineup, getting another knock. Balak looks for more as well, but that's the answer, and that's the worry from Ulf. They can start to move forwards and encircle everybody trying to cross. I don't see anyone but Ulf taking this.
Ulf's been so careful. They've pretty much commandeered the entirety of the northern side of this island. They cleared out everything methodically. Now they know there is nothing on this northern side. They can completely overwhelm the bank. Fourth Rise does go down at the hands of Ketch, a previous MVP of days gone past, but this man is now working his way up to be back at the top with the best.
S2G up into a second place, but already losing one of them. And this is magnificent stuff coming through from Ulf. With one player left standing, Hamzy's on the far side, does need to cross, doesn't have any way to do so. A big opener onto Eren, may be able to find it, but now position is given away. They know exactly what they're playing against, and there is no way that he's going to be able to find it.
Good shot.
Eren pins him to the back wall there, and Ulf line up a staircase for them to climb those tables nice and fast.
They should. PTR could hit those, then maybe it was a different story for them, and that would have been an easy cleanup, but Kamikaze getting a nice little Molotov over the top there, that causes problems.
Stops BTR from fully peaking on this ridgeline. I mean, I don't think they can anyway, given where E-Arena sit, and Aura might also be able to chime in, along with GOAT team in the distance. But now S2G are back into somewhat fighting form. But there's E-Arena. There's that backstab I was so worried about. And one goes down. It's a trade. Two is found, though. And Kamikaze there. Where on earth did that come from? Who just shut out BTR? It seems like everyone immediately turned their attention through. S2G are worried that there's more players in here. He's spraying it down, but they're already gone.
7-2-1 taking shots, and the circle heads southeast once again. What a difficult portion of land to work with. In comes the arena, though. We talked about them before, and they're looking to set up an arena here versus S2G. MG3 does a good amount of work. First player goes down. Kamikaze tries to keep it alive, but will fall in the process. And the arena will dig some graves, one for their own, but mostly for the side of S2G, but now down to just two players. It's a rough proposition to be in. Aurora, in the meantime, have been taking this fight slow and steady versus Furia.
And Furia are bleeding out, bleeding dry, blank. There's only one player now left standing for them. They've already lost the majority of their forces. And over the top, though, Team Flash starting to get involved, trying to take that position and backfill Aurora. They still have to worry about the north side, though, with GOAT and Aura yet to push on in. The last player for Furia falls, and our top three really doesn't budge all that much, Blank. With only 2 points earned, that is the only 2 points for any team in the top three.
The arena want to go a little bit further here. Two players alive, but it looks like things are opening up for teams underneath mainly. For Aura, they're stuck on the northwest edge. How do they make their way out of this?
Another knock over towards the arena and flushed away as well. With 5 elims, they are joining the 30-point club, though, which is a good place to be. Even if they go down here and now, a lot of stragglers still running their way through on the western side, and yet to make their way all the way in. You can march down some of North Georgia and try and play it on that angle. Really interested in what Team Flash are going to be able to do here, Blank. They've been in a really important position for a lot of this game, but they haven't really stepped out of line and gotten involved.
I think Team Flash realizes that they've been flagging today, and now they need sort of a chicken dinner, a couple of eliminations just to get the momentum back on board, just to get the mentality in check. Though looks to be a pretty nice grenade down towards Jiggle. The airburst is fantastic, but just hits a little bit too close to the front side of the tree. But now he has very little time to react.
Rest of Horror need to keep him safe. GOAT team yet to find that knock, and actually more preoccupied with Mormon, it seems, to leave our 4th place team down. So Nobody pushing too hard towards the top side. We'll have to wait and see. This north edge, though, is going to get engaged upon. That's the third party you've been waiting for. But Team Flash, top Z, needs to hold his nerve. Goat team looking for that opener, but it's Aurora who gets stuck in first. Ayato now has to hold behind it. Team Flash just losing players left and right. A shoddy roll-up.
It doesn't work out, not at all. Don't account for the angles behind them on that ridge. And I do think it's a bit weird to try and go for that push there, coming through from Team Flash, not clearing that backside angle. I wonder if they thought that the fight hadn't concluded between Aurora and Furia just yet. Hard to say.
Really difficult to say. Goat team just dodgy these days from Horror, who are playing on this north side, trying to march their way on in. They need to conclude this fight, but there's knocks back over towards Horror as well. There's fights from Boom on the western side of North George as we get our picture-in-picture. Force around the edge, takes down the final player of Horror. And now Goat team need to put themselves back together and fast. The circle shrinks northeast.
Northeast, oh my goodness me. Pandem, happy with this one at least. Slow game from them. TT Project also looking to push further up here. They're on the southeast side, all players alive. GK also had a pretty cool performance. The rest of Flash moves in, trying to get something done. Spraying randomly through the smoke, looking for something, but Goat's not having it.
Stubborn as anything. They will fall down. Team Flash not getting the value they needed from that location. 7-2-1 able to win against Boom in the meantime as well on the west point of this circle near North George, trying to leave from those buildings, which is unfortunate. But 7-2-1, I mean, they just keep getting through in these matches. 5 eliminations now. They're the closest to our top block.
They're great at surviving it. At some point, I might just need to say this is a whole new playstyle that just works. 29 points with 5 eliminations, not bad. It's just in the face of some teams, it feels like they do fall over. That's what worries me for that squad. But overall, I mean, it has been a hell of a performance from that team from relatively nowhere. But this is what PMGO is all about. Introducing new teams to the ecosystem, giving them a chance to really show what's happening on the main stage. 7-2-1, make a breakout over towards GOAT. They have the high ground overlook. Quickly Focus moves over towards that north side to get a better angle on this.
Yeah, really nice flex out coming through from Focus, as you say, to get that side swipe, really linearize that fight, force them into potentially unfavorable engagements. You can see the nades are pouring in, whilst TT, Project, and GK on the south side start to get stuck in. That's what he was looking for, the lineup from Focus with the P90. What are you going to do about it? 7-2-1 lose the first. Ayato, though, goes down to a shotgun shell.
Hello.
And it might be a little swift turnaround here. They lost one, but 7-2-1 have come out swinging. They're up to 7 eliminations now, and all of a sudden, Goat team looking like a couple of busters down on one player.
Rahan just charged through the smoke like a bull with a shotgun and causes some real big issues there for Goat team. I mean, Rahan has been a real good player for the squad. Some incredible clutches from this guy, and certainly does what's necessary in the moment for this team to actually perform. We're up to 31 points now. Make that 32 with that extra elimination that just came through. Who knows? Maybe a chicken dinner for 7-2-1 at this stage.
I mean, the placements as well, Blank, they are a real big factor. They've added another to their tally. They're up into 3rd place guaranteed. That is a minimum coming through of 5 placement points. I think they might be able to jump into 1st place off of this match if they're going to be able to lock this one down. Even a 2nd place would guarantee it.
I mean,
7-2-1 looking pretty toasty.
If they can confirm a win, I will be much happy about this team, because I think so far they've got the consistency outside of the big games, but it's the big games I wanted to see more out of from 7-2-1. And we didn't really see all that much of that in the survival stage. Here, on the other hand, they are gunning for a top 1 spot during this match.
Got a solid amount of control for it as well. GK with 4 players, but they are penned in. Fortunately, the circle keeps them in. Not so fortunate for 7-2-1, but they are in, and they do have this little ridgeline to play around. I think they've got, well, that vehicle's smoking. Don't know how much mobility 7-2-1 will be able to find.
I mean, GK just have a compound, right? I think it's not the greatest, it's not the best compound of all time, but it's certainly a position to play. Late game, they can even use the rooftops to really manhandle some of these squads. Plenty of shots coming through from all the teams. TT Project trying to remain calm on that northeast side, waiting for the best time to strike, and I think they realize they need to let the circle move away from GK.
TT Project starting to step forwards. Zerich has been that forward position for them for a while, but this ridge that they sit behind, this little mound that they're using as cover, is going to have to be left, and they're going for it now. Do they crash into Geeke? I feel like that might be a terminal decision. It may be one of the very few options left to them. They're yet to speed up out of it. No knocks seen.
Oh, very quiet. Still quite a few shots been sent back and forth, but not really anything found off the back of it. TT Project grab a vehicle. Neos looking to potentially move swiftly on this next shift, but they are currently outside the circle. Zerich being forced to play off this smoke, and the reason they're playing here is just for the slight bit of high ground that maybe gives them a different angle on this one. Smoke over towards a tree, really nicely played here. Don't think Neos had to move further.
They drop one off, two behind the tree. I don't think you can hold enough cover from the sidelines. You have to split off there. And now two players left for TT Project, but they are both in the circle, Blank. They are both in this next zone. Geeke, they just let this one come to them.
Both teams of this next one are going to have a very tough push in. Basically, TT Project need a northeast shift. For 7-2-1, they need something heading over towards that northwest side, but more importantly, they need this to pull off from the compound.
Flex out necessary, potentially. Come on through. Oh, southeast side. I think it just about cuts the compound out, Blank.
There is no hard cover for TT Project to work with, so even though this is helpful to them, you look in front of them here, where do they go? They're going to be one of the last teams to have to move, which is good for them.
Moves forwards. I mean, that airdrop is doing wonders for the forward position, but 7-2-1 have to regroup on top of it as well. Alec can start to leverage this angle, and TT Project really can't peek so much right now, which means that his approach was a lot safer. Geeke a little bit further down the ridgeline, and now the back duo is going to move in to rejoin. The question is, how do they spread out around this, especially once they start getting into nade range?
7-2-1 move up. Like you said, this loot crate was phenomenal for them. Creating a forward position, you can push the vehicles onto it, the vehicles explode, but you still got somewhere to play. The sad thing is, it's right on the edge of the circle, but it buys them time, and time is what they need here.
I mean, if you're Geeke, popping someone onto the roof for a little bit might be the opener that you need, but easy for Bad Boy. Says, no, I'll do it down and dirty on the ground floor. Gets that first knock over towards 7-2-1, who are playing as three, but a big shutdown comes through from Zerich. I thought that was from the nade. It looked a little bit far away, but an opener there. 7-2-1 will lose them, and that's what I was looking for. Kevin now up on the roof, Blank, and has huge oversight of everybody in the fields.
Yeah, that rooftop is so insanely good. You see it utilized so much, but they had to wait a little bit for these teams to have to drop over towards the low ground. Zerich goes down. Now just effect with the MG3. How much further can he go? These nades start to bounce over the top.
Oh, 7-2-1 have so much being sent their way. Geeke still have a couple more left in the tank. That one's going to bounce. I don't think it finds it, but effect falls. That is going to put 7-2-1, I believe, in the first place spot here, Blank. But the question is, how far can they go in a 2 versus 4? Rayhan needs something special. Malik needs to find it, but they all step on each other. And the nade goes bang. Denial.
Denied their points there right at the end. That's what push in for them. And they have a really quite a large task here versus S2G. It's a 3v4, and they're going to have to give up this high ground potentially to them.
Both teams going to have to move on that northeast side. The Turkish teams both have to try and navigate a similar approach. The fourth Thrive's in the way. Ulf with a big opener over towards S2G, but fourth Thrives are still getting stuck in. This is nasty. 2 knocks over towards Ulf, leaving 1 player alive, but it is Eren. We know what this man can do. Does he have the grit to go for it? 2 knocks back over towards S2G. That looks pretty solid. It goes a little bit long. The first res has come through, and S2G do lose one to a flush. Eren's charging in, no fear, and he steps through. Goes for the spray, but doesn't connect on it, and he's taken so low. Has to go for the weapon swap to the attempt to go for it, but Ulf will fall. They do not make it up any higher onto this match and will be denied access to the top spot itself. S2G, so unfortunate that they lost a player on the run up there. With 4 players, it's a different game for them.
Really is. Furia as well as Boom, the two other teams with 4 on side. Boom's been playing it very calm over towards the northwest. Go team setting these down. Bozy burning out, but will be able to get the first aid kit off, but that's without the help from top with the Mini 14. Chief steals it though.
Who's another on the knock? 4 Thrives have been holding out this fight in the northeast for a while now. They are ready for it. Lost almost certainly going to go down here. No time for STG to mount an offensive with their 2 players, Kamikaze and HamZG on the back lines. Cypher able to find that flush. Circle up towards the north side and another nade over towards S2G. I don't think we're seeing the S2G Miramar chicken dinner. It will be locked in and they don't go far enough, Blank. 4 Thrives, however, they've got a little bit more left to say despite not having Falak.
Miramar miracles are over for S2G, it seems. The Circle, on the other hand, desperate to have a look at this side of the map. And we will get to have a look at it, and you'll see how grim it is to play. EK under fire now from Boom, trying to thread the nade in. Not as easy as it looks. Octa does not have any nades left to play with.
Right, Boom have to move in. 4 Thrives right now, kind of in a really solid spot, I think. It's 4 Thrives and Aurora, the only 2 teams with positions in this next circle, Blank. I'm interested to see what Furia can do here. They have still got 4 players alive. Very likely they're going to have to push in, and it looks like they're going to go towards the south and sweep through Goat Team potentially, or try and slip that one entirely. However, it's easier said than done, and that's 1, 2, 3 down. Silence the last to go for Furia. A very difficult approach from this western side, and they have found out all about it. Aurora and Goat Team trading off this fight to take the shots over towards Furia. Meanwhile, on the north side, Boom yet to make their move.
Boom doesn't really want to do anything. They've been stuck on the northwest side, and Aurora's just completely lapped them on this one. Good shots coming through from top at distance.
Oh.
Boom swinging past, but Zjol with a double pickup. And this is the Aurora we were looking for.
That is how you pick your feet up. Start marching on. 9 eliminations there. Nades in from 4 Thrives, though, could steal a couple points.
Bang!
Oh, it's huge. And down go. Boom. 11 eliminations for 4 Thrives and for Aurora. Both of these 2 teams looking to make their mark here, but a knock over towards Hazaifa makes it a little bit tougher. Aurora are rolling over the hilltop, and Hazaifa is stranded.
Top on a disgusting dash this game towards the top side of the rankings. Incredible shots from him so far from the Mini 14, as well as this AUG, which he's been using so masterfully this game. Nades are going out at the moment. Can't quite find anything. Go also pressuring onto their side. Silence waiting underneath. Top will find him. That Thorn's taken out of the side.
Ooh, IQ nearly hitting the drop shot there, but does go low himself, needs to be careful. Healing necessary now. 4 Thrives playing as 2 players as Goat Team maraud around the hill, though, that it isolates this fight as a 2v2 for 4 Thrives. Reefers goes low. Zjol has to regroup on towards him with the nades coming through from Hazaifa. This is nasty stuff.
Reefers yet to reload. So low, gets chased down by Hazaifa. Zjol now drops the deck, pulls the pin on the grenade. This will have to be a heroic lob on this one. And it goes too far.
Zjol now with a challenge. Top has to fend off Goat Team all on his own. They just don't have the time. They don't have it. And it's 4 Thrives now in a 3 versus 3 to take this one all the way.
4 Thrives looking for their second chicken dinner today. Making their mark on the tables. There was questions about this team performing at the finals. A strong team to be sure, but did they have the guts? Did they have what it takes to be a global champion? They're looking to prove it right now.
Cypher doesn't even have a helmet right now. They have been through it. Thick and thin, they need to stick together. Goat Team are a lot closer to the edge of this next circle, Blank. They are maybe on the outside track here, and 4 Thrives could potentially hold them at distance and try and play it that way. See if they can choke the life out rather than go for a full frontal fight, especially when you're in diminished armor. Hazaifa, though, on this close mound, is so ready to step in.
Focus, keeping it locked down. Hazaifa on a critical angle for themselves. It's a little bit of high ground over towards the western side. All that's really playable right now. They do not want to have to move away from it, but the blue will force them. Cypher takes a hit at the start. Don't think it dropped him too far beneath 75%. Hopefully he's got stims on board.
Okay, sticking up. There we go. Potentially apply bandages there as well. Get him a little bit more healthy, but in they go. For GOAT Team, they are really stuck here. I feel like Fourth Rise have better mobility. You don't need to go for this fight. Cypher could potentially give ground. They have more access to the low ground. A GOAT Team, a little bit more isolated. They need to punch through. They need to find it open.
Good
the
smoke.
Fourth Rise aren't giving them anything. That smoke is going to force GOAT Team into an even more unfavorable position. Around the edge of the smoke, they're lining up the spray down. There's one, there's another, and they are looking for the third. For Fourth Rise, they want this one, and through the smoke he goes. As Cypher's there, they're clearing it up, and they will find the final nail to blast into the coffin of GOAT Team. A second chicken dinner for Fourth Rise.
Looking fantastic, this team. And this is only going to...
Oh, and that might allow them to move a little bit further forwards with Zeus and Top Z. Both looking to put the pressure in. Win will be able to get the heal off, so Flash are back to fighting form. And T24 has yet to get res there, Blank. So a diminished position for Fourth Rise. They haven't committed for this res. Boom could move over the headland as well because they do need to get a little bit closer, and they'd love to third party on this engagement. Flash still slow without those vehicles.
I think for Fourth Rise right now, this is giving time for them to get this res through. The Fourth Rise, if they go down early in this game, it is fantastic news for the likes of Furia, 7-2-1, GOAT, as well as Aurora on their chase, just because tomorrow gets a lot easier. Furia is down, actually. Second place, only able to put up 48 points today. 12 points, well, 14 points once again with those 2 extra points added this game for Fourth Rise. Ooh, it's going to be rough tomorrow.
Again, that 48-point boundary wouldn't have been considered safe when we were talking about fourth place bubbles in survival stage. So the fact that that's the second place position right now, potentially to be leapfrogged by GOAT or maybe Aurora behind them, but still, the fact that that's in second place right now after 6 matches, that's quite incredible. That is a really, really level lobby, with the exception of Fourth Rise, who look to stretch their legs more.
He goes down. Flash takes a fair bit of damage there as Boom continues to try and ward them off this position, but Fourth Rise is just living life to the maximum. Both teams refusing to look at them right now, and they desperately need to.
Ooh, T24 real slick with it there, but not quite able to slip the bullets around the headland. That nade tags the bottom, tags the low ground. The high ground's getting battered as well. Team Flash need to stay up, need to stay alive to push this one across.
Nice.
They've got a distance to go. As Cypher falls first to a nade coming over the top. In the meantime, S2G, they have been blasted back to, I believe, just one and potentially none fairly soon on the western side. Just Hamzy left remaining. Aurora flexing out to deal with it. Zjol has the challenge, but doesn't manage to win it. That's pretty nasty stuff. Top, though, stepped up to the plate. Can he succeed where Zjol could not? No! Hamzy with a twofer on the sidelines will be able to step up in Aurora's position. All of a sudden, gets taken down to 2 players alive.
That's terrible news for Aurora Gaming. This was starting to be a massive match for them. For Fourth Rise, Boom as well as Team Flash have basically taken each other out. Well, I think it's Boom more than anything, trying to force their way down towards Team Flash, who know they need to deal with Fourth Rise. But Boom consistently causing issues.
IQ, T24 now with the last player of Team Flash over the ridgeline. Spots the head, T24 wants it. The shotgun doesn't quite land. The heal does go through, but the damage is just too much. Team Flash go down, get eliminated. Fourth Rise with 6 eliminations now. GOAT Team with 9 though, although they are flagging on this western edge with 1 player knocked. They need to pick it back up. Aurora though, fortunately, cut in half by Hamzy from S2G.
For Fourth Rise, it's going to be a hell of a lead at the end of this game because they're getting further and further towards that top side. Only Maniac from GameStar over towards this northern edge, and he seems to be spotted by IQ.
T24 has been such a dominant sightline for this roster on this match. It feels like we've seen brilliant things coming through from Cypher, IQ as well. Now needed to stand with his team, and that is beautifully dispatched around the edge. Another elimination, another team down, more placements on their tally. Blank, it's not just Falak on this team. For 4 Thrives, moving into this tournament, a star player, sure, but Hazaifa, T24, and IQ have absolutely proven their mettle.
Absolutely, and Doc goes down to focus. For 4 Thrives, you're right, Falak versus Rosemary, all the rest of these things, all centered around Falak. The guy's a great player, insane nades overall, but T24's been lighting the lobby up. IQ's been around since the longest time and is still kicking super strong with the lobby. Hazaifa has brought a whole new bit of magic to the squad, and 4 Thrives looking to continue here in this match.
It's only Reefus on the inside now for Aurora. They are not in the zone in this position anyway for Reefus. Does need to start to lob down. And Pandem, by the way, Blank, have been given the freest top 5 game of their entire lives here. Just sat down there, not worried about a thing. Big chillin' right now in the Valley, but they're going to have to leave at some point.
0 points in the game either. Pandem has played a very slow match. Nice shot from Reefus with the MG3. Underneath, Ghost starts to try and find some shots. Ooh. Another one from Reefus on minimal ammo. He is accurate as anything.
But can they flex out and get that flush? I don't think so. With Goat Team right there, they can't push in, but they just keep going. Reefus, he's only got 17 rounds left in it though, Blank, and the MG3 may be bled dry here. One more player for Goat Team on the inside. They've gotten pretty far into this match and will be in contest for the top spot, but in the meantime, 4 Thrives get the res. Will Pandem find a chicken dinner here, Blank?
Potentially. At the end of the day, Pandem finding something. Be great for their totals. El Baril will find Moxie, removes that away, and now eliminated. Down to 4 Thrives. El Baril, well, as Aurora, desperate for a win here, right at the end, right at the finish line, but versus Pandem, how can they do it? You see that Aurora Gaming so low on ammo, but rocking MG3 and M249, that's one way to go about it. But T24 unleashes upon the likes of Aurora, and they're down in 4th. Our 4 Thrives looking for the back-to-back, the triple chicken dinner on the day.
El Barrel, low HP. I don't think he's got much left in the tank either. Wait for the peak, the nade up, and Pandem now stepping up to the plate. The deepest.
No way!
But IQ finds one, and that is a huge pickup. A 2v2, the nade not going the distance. 4 Thrives could potentially take half of the games today with a chicken dinner here. A 2 versus 2 is possible, but IQ's down, and T24 with a 1 versus 1. Weapon swap with the shotgun around his teammate.
He finds it!
He gets it done, and 4 Thrives do so much, go so far. Is there nothing these guys can't do? At the top of the tables, this is a smash team if I ever did see.
A 3 for today, incredible stuff from them. 3 chicken dinners, 3 out of the 6. It looks unsurmountable for any of a squad going into tomorrow. Their score count will be so high.
They pushed up. I think they're somewhere around 80 points after this one.